In this video we're going to be looking at how we upload and insert images into our web page. So what I've got is a page already filled out. It's just a sample page. I'm going to place my cursor in the text area and then choose Image Manager. From the Image Manager I can select an existing image just by clicking on it here. There are folders that you can make if you want to add a new folder, or you can look in existing folders. But if you wanted to upload a brand new image to the site, what we do is choose Upload, and then we have a number of options. We have, by default, 3 sections where we can upload new images, but we can add more if we so desire, or we can remove them using the Remove button. We also have a list of the file types that are allowed. These are GIF, PNG and JPEG. These are the 3 accepted web formats for images. A maximum file size allowed, which is very generous. If your image for whatever reason is larger than that, it usually means that it's not been optimized for use on the web and should be done so before we upload it to the site. The final section is the overwrite if file exists. So basically, if you have a file of the same name, you can't accidentally overwrite it with a new file unless you tick that box, in which case you're then purposefully overwriting the file. So I'm going to now choose Select, and I'm going to find an image to upload to the site. I'm just going to choose this dessert one, and then with it selected and it's appearing in the list, I then choose Upload. You'll then see that the image is now appearing in the list of files available. You've got the preview on the side here, which will show you what the image is like, and I could choose Properties and then make some of the adjustments to it. For instance, if I wanted to tweak the size of it, I could change the size independently, or if I wanted to, I could link them so that changing the size also changing the width will also change the height. So if I just reduce that, you'll see that the height then automatically adjusts. Generally, image adjustments of height and width should only be done to do very minor tweaks. Ideally, you need to upload the image at the size that you want to display it on the screen. That way you're ensuring the best quality of the image, and also that you're not uploading images that are too large and then downsizing them using this, which still has the same file size, but they are reduced through this method, don't look quite as good, and you're still putting the drain on the user's download. So what we also could do is change the border color. Usually this will end up probably being black, although it's possible to select any one of these colors from the available list. You can also add some new colors to it if you want. You'll see this little pop-up window occurs. So if I wanted to add a brown to the site, I would just paste in the hexadecimal value for it, and it would add it to the list. I then can specify a border width. This is the number of pixels, usually 1 will suffice, and then we give it the alternative text. This one is just a dessert. I'll deal with the rest of them when we actually start looking at the image on the page itself. So I'm going to choose Insert at this point, and you'll see that our image is quite large. It's now got the border in the brown that I've selected. Once it's on the page, what I could do is right click on the image, choose Properties, and then you'll see that we've come back to a similar window that we had before. The long description you can pretty much ignore, no one uses that anymore, but we do have image alignment. Now if you click on the little downward arrow, you'll see that we have a grid of positions that we can have the image in. The central row or column is really not needed. There's almost no uses for that, and if you were to apply one, it probably wouldn't do something unless it's under very strict layout constraints. So what we will generally choose is either the left hand side or the right hand side, or the cross if you've already got one and you want to remove it. For now we're going to choose the right hand side of the page, and I'm going to choose OK, and what you'll see is our image has moved over to the right, and then the space that is occupied on the left has been freed up so that the text can wrap into it. If I was to save this and then preview the page, you'll see it in action. It's quite a large image, but what you'll also notice is that the text is running up towards the very edge of the image. So going back to our page, what I can do is clicking on the image again and choosing right click, properties, you'll see here that we can add a margin to the image. So looking at our image in the background, it's slightly higher than the text, so I'm going to drop it down by 5 pixels. And because we've floated it to the right hand side, we don't need a right hand margin, but we do want to have a left hand margin. I'm going to default that through to 10 pixels, just so that there's a white space of 10 pixels between the border of the image and the text. I'm going to choose OK, save that again, go back to our preview, refresh, and you'll see that now we've got 10 pixels gap, so the text isn't running all the way up to it. I'm actually not very happy with the 10 pixels, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to increase that to be 20. Save that again, refresh the page, and that's started to look a lot better. You'll see that dropping it down by the 5 pixels has also made it work much better with the flow of the text around it. So that's a quick introduction on how to upload an image and place it onto your page. Hope it's been helpful. Bye.